Okay, so let's jump into this video and talk about our maths and scatter plot feature we're going to be working with in our Dataviewer software. So we're going to be finding when we have our log list, our channels list coming into our Dataviewer from our data log, we're going to be seeing what we have to work with. And if we missed a parameter, let's say if we're looking for our differential field pressure, we're going to be finding that we can take two different channels and actually mathematically calculate that channel. It's actually really simple. We're going to be just taking field pressure and subtracting it from our manifold pressure. So we're going to be seeing how to create a math function in this video so you can create something like a differential field pressure if you did not log it in your logging list. Now there's going to be all kinds of things that we can take different channels and write a mathematical equation so that they appear as a new plottable channel in our trace view. So you're going to be going in and creating whatever you'd like, but I'm going to be just giving you the basics of how to do this. Now the other part of this video we're going to be looking at is our scatter plot. If we're looking at a tremendous amount of information, let's say we have a 20 or 30 minute data log and we're trying to evaluate a driver's performance. Maybe we want to see how much time he spent on full throttle or what kind of RPM he was at on track. We can look through our trace view and get a kind of a feel for it, but we're not going to be able to exactly pinpoint the amount of time or the exact RPM. It's going to be hard to look at all of that data just in a trace view. So the scatter plot is going to give us the ability to plot a three-dimensional plot, and it's going to show us and highlight what we're trying to look at. So if we're looking at an air fuel or map pressure or throttle position or whatever we're trying to look at in our scatter plot, we can illustrate it very clearly and draw a trend line through all of the scattered dot matrix plot you're going to be finding. It's going to have a color code and a color scale. It's going to show the weighting factor, whether we're going to be having a less or more depending on the channel that we're working with. I'm going to be walking you through a couple of different examples of how you can implement this and why you're going to want to use it when you're looking at longer data logs. So without further wait, let's jump in so we can check this out. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our math channel and our scatter plot in this video. So we're going to be finding these are two features we may want to implement. The scatter plot is a really awesome way to look at a bunch of data that sometimes looking at through a large data log is going to be a little bit overwhelming. We can narrow down some things really quickly with a scatter plot. So let's jump in here. I'm going to go and open up my project file that I created. So let's go down here and we're going to open it. Give it a second while it opens. So we're going to be seeing that it opens up and it's opening to this log that I have open here. So I actually want to go ahead and replace this log. So I'm going to go here and say remove and say OK. I'm going to jump up here and I'm going to grab a longer data log. So we'll grab this one here from a track event. It's about 4.5 minutes. Now we were talking about looking at our trace views and how that's going to work. So let's double click here. And we can see that this log has imported. Now, we're going to be starting off looking at our math channels. So a math channel is going to be taking the data that we have here, and we can form a mathematical relationship between the data to create a new channel that we can plot here graphically, and we can use it for data evaluation. Now, in the situation where we have really limited channels here, we're going to be finding there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 channels from an onboard data log. Normally, I would probably have 2 to 3 times as many, but I am left with this